and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be drawing this beautiful little border collie. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to go back to my recent brushes. I'm going to go, I need just a pencil brush, so actually I'll go down to pencils, go all the way to the bottom. Have we got just a normal drawing one? Drawing, there we go. I'll just get, whoops, it is, pressed all the buttons. Scroll down. Maybe I just want, we'll try inking. I might go a gel pen. Just go gel pen for the drawing, the outline, and I'm going to start by marking in his body shape, or his head shape rather. And I can use my fingers to measure his head. So you'll see how I do this. I'll draw one ear in. I'll just get the shape sort of around about where I want it. Then the width of his head is the same height and size as the ear. That ear is the same size as the other one, but it's on a slightly different angle. So this is how I get all my measurements. Now, top of his head to his nose is the same as his ear. So I draw the tip of his nose there because his head's on a strange angle. Going to look at the side of his head. Now from the top of his head to the bottom of his mouth, which is open, and is 2 times his ear. So 1, 2. So it's about there. Oops. About, no, was it 2 times his ear? 1, 2, about there. That's about the bottom of his mouth. So I'm just going to draw in the rough shape. Thought I'd try and do this. It's quite a complex dog and there's lots of fur and lots of proportion things. So I thought this would be a fun one to try. Okay. Now, this is his nose here. Draw that like that. Then his mouth comes to, hang on, the length of his ear is about the length of his mouth back. So about there. Now that's the other line there. I will adjust this a little bit more because his head's on a little bit of a tilt. I haven't got enough of a tilt. I've just realised I need to tilt his head up a bit more. I can add this dark shadow down here. All right. Now I'll draw in one eye. So the one eye I can see at the end of it is below that ear. So I'll just draw that shape in like that. And the other eye, the line, the inside line of that eye. There, now I can see I've got the angle on his nose wrong, so I'm going to erase that part of his nose. It's going to be a little bit, this is quite a complex angle, so it's going to take a few little goes to get the shapes where I want them. I'm just going to erase that line there just for a second. I can see he's got his, that side of his nose comes right down like that. His tongue's in there. As you can see, the outside, I'm just having a quick look, the outside of that part of his cheek goes down there. He's got his furry markings come up and around his eye, and that one comes down, steps down a little bit and comes down around his nose. I think I've got the basics okay. His back comes down there, so this is, I've got that a bit thick. I need to erase that a little bit, erase that outer area, come back in, oops, like that. and come more of a straight angle down there. I'll erase that line. Just looking at all the shapes against other shapes just to get my perspective where I want it. And I'm going to make him bigger. So I'm going to fill the page. So I'm going to get my dot. I'm going to go freeform. Actually, I can just do that. And I can make, oh, I don't want to do that. Hang on. Undo. Can I undo? Undo. I'm going to get that. I'm going to go around him. And I'm going to make him bigger. So I go to my that dot. Now I make him bigger. Fill the page. I want to fill that. There we go. And then I just tap on that again, and that puts him exactly where I want him. Okay. So I've sort of got, just having a quick look, I've got to get the angle of his mouth a little bit narrower. Take away any excess scribbles. I do lots of scribbles. My drawing is very scribbly when I start. And then I just delete the lines that I don't need. I'm just looking where that comes down there and then out of there. He's got the darker patches down there. That line comes down here. I think I've got him. Oh no, he's quite furry and thick down there. He just gets a bit narrower down there. So now I'll take out this outside line. Whoops, a daisy. Take out this outside line and all these scribbles. I'm quite happy. I think I'm happy with the eyes, where they are sitting. Okay, having a quick look. So get his fur up here a little bit more. His eye sort of disappears off. He's got fur under there. I'm going to just zoom in on his little eyes because I can see he's looking like that. He's got beautiful different colours. Now from his eyes apart, so his ear, on his ear, I'm going to use my pen. His ear, the length of his ear is a length apart from his eyes. So the length I've got of his ear is a length apart of his eyes, so that works. Then the length of his ear is from the top of his head to the bottom of his nose. So the length of his ear is from the top of the head. I've got his nose too high, too low. So I'm going to erase his nose. So the length of his ear is from the top of his head to the bottom of his nose. So his nose should end about there. Oh, hang on, do that again. Top of his ear to there. That should be his nose. So draw his nose in. That looks too close to his eyes though, but it's deceptive. It can be deceptive. I'll do his ear again. And then from the top of his ear, whoops, it's from the top of that eye to the lip. So from his ear, top of his eye to the lip. So I've got the lips in about the right place. So it is right. You've got to trust the measurements. Don't try and correct it. I do have to lift that part of his lip like that and erase the bottom line. Okay. His mouth is open like that. Now this part of his bottom lip, his bottom jaw, I'm going to erase that bottom jaw. It looks like a complete mess. Erase that. And then draw it back in. So he's got a line down there. Then it comes down to about there. It's a half U shaped. And then that comes in more like that. Doesn't go past that top lip. It's the fur on the bottom of it. Comes out underneath a little bit. All right. Draw his tongue. And I'll start to draw the internal sort of parts of his little mouth. As you can see, he's got his teeth are visible. Draw that tooth. I'll erase that little bit of a drawing there. It's a bit scruffy looking. Whoops a days. Stay with that pen. Draw his little tooth in. And then have another look. I'll erase this line. I'm not happy with that. It's got to come down on more of that sort of an angle. Then that line comes down in there. I've got the angle wrong. I need to change that to more of... I mean, I like to draw. I like to try and draw freehand. But, you know, if you want to trace, you can always trace. It doesn't matter. Any way to get to the aims you need. But I like to try and draw because I like to draw a lot from nature. And you can't trace nature. So that's why I do tend to try and get my sketches right. Hello, Deep. Working on the rough sketch? Yes, I am working on the rough sketch. How are you, doll? How's your day been? All right, come down over here. I'm just looking. I need to sit back and have a quick look. Now, do I need to? I've got to check the distance apart of the eyes. So the length of the ear. Hang on. So if I go over here, the length of the ear is pretty much the length apart of the eyes from end of the eye to the end of the eye. So I've got them about right. So that's all right. Then the height of his head. Shrink him down a bit. The length of his ear is 1 3/4 times the width of his head. Length of his ear is 1. I've got his head too wide. Okay, I need to narrow it from this side. Narrow it from both sides, actually. So get my eraser. And I'm just going to narrow him off a little bit. So what is it? Length of his ear is 1.5. So 1.5. Whoops. Hang on, where are we? 1. And about there. Oops. Just a bit narrower. Like that. All right. I can leave that now. That's where I like blender. I could use the sculpting brushes to bring that in. Yeah, I don't know half the tricks to do that sort of stuff, I have to say. I know there's lots of ways of doing things, none of which I know. But okay, that's a reasonably okay shape. I can change it a little bit. If I see anything different, I can change it. I'm going to add the white. Still stay with my gel pen. I'm just going to block, actually I'll make it a little bit wider than I've got it. Actually, I'll go on to the next layer. I'll undo that. Go on to the next layer. So I'll keep my drawing sketch on the bottom layer. Or edit the strokes. Yeah, I'm still learning very much. And I've just realised I've got patched the line on his head way too thick. Comes around and down around there. Whoops. That. Come up and join that together and hopefully that'll drag and drop. Yay, that worked. Except I've lost his nose. I need to go around the nose because I'm a nong. I forgot about going around the nose. There we go. That's better. Now I can see the nose. I'm just going to do this with all the white bits and that'll also help me to get a little bit better perspective where the whites need to be. Up here, just fill that in. There we go. Okay, having another look. That's pretty all right. Now I'll go in with the dark colour, and I'm just going to block in. Whoops, a days. Heavens. Why is that not? Oh, you'll go with the darker. Ooh, I'm on the wrong layer. That'd be why. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm on the right layer. Okay. Oh, okay. What have I done? I need full opacity or make my line a bit bigger. Have I got the right pen? I have the right pen. Make it a bit thicker. Worked all right for the... Just going to do this and then come up here. Drag and drop. Just to start to fill in some of these shapes. around here. I'll just fill that in. I'll just do him in sections. That way I can sort of keep track of what's going on. It's a bit easier that way. Like that. Okay. I can always adjust and readjust, which I will do. All right, he's much lighter on this side, so I'm actually just going to come down here. Whoops, come down here. Like that. Fill that in. That's all highlight on that outside edge. Let's come around his eye now, down around here. Like that. Just block in like that. There we go. So we've got sort of, kinda, to make that a bit straighter down there. And then drag that down. Okay, now I can erase some of those outside lines that I don't want. So I'm just going to erase these sort of squiggly bits that go outside where I want them to go. I'll make my eraser a bit bigger and make it a bit easier, like that. Come up and around the outside. All right. Now, so I've sort of got him blocked in. Shading seems a bit flat at the moment, just a tad. Just a tad. He's looking a bit dead and very flat, but that's okay. We'll get there, I promise. We'll get there. I'm just going to fill in these bits. I've got to get me soft brush. Go over to me soft brush. Recents, soft brush. And I'm just going to fill in the squiggly bits that I've missed where the lines join. Am I on the right layer? No. Oops. Okay, go on the right layer would be good. Oh, that's too big. Undo. Oh, well, still too big. Maybe go soft round, simple round. That's a bit better. Go fully opaque. Okay, let's have a look. So, I'm going to start with his eyes. His eyes are a beautiful golden brown, and I'm going to start with a light colour first. Start with a nice light colour. And I'm going to just have a look, zoom in on that eye a little bit. Make that brush a bit bigger. I can see already I've got to change the shape of his eye a little bit. But that's okay. Come down and around. Make it a bit bigger. Fill that in. So this is just the very, 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 very base of the drawing. You can just see the bottom of it on that side of his eye. You can't see the whole red part. All right, then I'm going to add a little bit more of the richer red. Coming around here. Make that brush a bit smaller. He's got a lot of mixtures of colours coming around. It's darker around there. I'm going to go an even stronger, beautiful burgundy around the outside edge. And up in that corner there. I'll draw in the pupil on both eyes. Like that. Squiggle that in. Try and get them around about the same size. Having a quick look. That pupil needs to be a bit higher, but that's okay because that's all in shadow anyway. Down and around. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of light around the eyes now, just because I have, like you said, I have no highlights yet. I've just got, it just looks dead flat, which is not what we want. So I'm going to add a little bit of light around his eyes to help to give me a little bit of perspective. I'm going to go a grey, a light grey. So I'm going to undo that, double tap to undo. And I'm going to add a middle grey. I'm going to go, because I used a dark grey, I'll use this grey. Is that the same? No. I'll go a middle-y sort of grey, maybe that one. Like that. Start to add that over the top. Like that. And I'm just going to work around the eyes for the second. Like that. Down and around. And again, come around this eye. So these are just the mid-tone greys. It's going to take quite a while to get this guy how I want him, but that's okay. I'm going to make that brush a bit bigger and just fill in a bit more of the fur texture. So you'll still see the darker fur through, but I can see I do have to make him wider. I narrowed him off, but I do need to make him a bit wider. I can actually use all of this lighter colour. That's why I like this photo, because you can really see the darks and lights, and that's what I wanted. A really good contrast. Really good contrast to help me get the pic how I want it. And the more I do, the more I'll see that needs adjusting. So all right, there we go. I'm going to make him wider out here. And down and around. That's going to be much lighter when I'm done, but I just need to add fur texture, roughly. I can see I've got his mouth too wide. His mouth is way too wide. I'm going to go back to my gel pen, go back to my dark, and narrow that off like that. Draw the top of his lip. When you start to, and that's too wide there too. And I can bring that shadow in there and fill that in. I'll go back to my soft simple round, fill that in like that. There we go. You can see as I go, I change little bits by little bits. I'm going to go back to that lighter grey now. Not that one, it was that one maybe. That's better. Bluey grey. I'm just going to run that right down to the bottom of the furry page. Down there. Let's rough that in. Pardon the pun, rough. I thought this was quite lots of detail in this, but a good fun one to really push my boundaries of what I know. Hello, Alex. Art is looking great. Thank you. I am great, doll. I am very good. I'm just working my way through his proportions, trying to get everything where I want it. How's your day been, doll? So he started off looking just like a lump of dark black and white, but we've got him starting to come to life a little bit, just a little. Little by little. Is this for fun or something else? No, this is for fun. Or actually, I'm doing all the breeds of dogs for my Etsy. I'm going to put them on mugs and stuff. So I'm going to try and do all the breeds of dogs and have them for sale on my Etsy page on mugs. So yesterday I did a little pug and he was fun, but that inspired me to try all the different breeds. I was working on birds and I did 5 or 6 different species of bird. And yeah, now I thought, oh, I did a dog and I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, oh, now I need to do dogs because I'm a glutton for punishment. And I do love dogs. Now I can just see I've got to adjust the height of his lip again. So I'm going to erase this. Whoop, maybe erase the drawing layer. Where's the eraser? There it is. Oh, okay, maybe I do need to use this, but I've got to make my brush smaller and erase that because he comes up a little bit higher than I've got him. There's a little bit more of a gap there. Nice, good luck with him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've still got his mouth too wide. It's going to take a little bit of, finessing. That's the word I was thinking of. A little bit of finessing. I'm going to go back to layer 1 and delete this. A little bit of finessing to get his mouth how I want it. Because that's why one of the reasons I picked this is because it was a challenging angle. And I really wanted to practice my angles. Because it's when I actually do pet portraits for people, it's amazing how many photos are on the weirdest angles. So it's good practice to not just go for a straightforward projected face. That's a bit better. Happy to see more people draw with Procreate. Oh my God, I love it. Nothing Liquify can't fix. Oh my God, I haven't found Liquify. I know it's on here somewhere, but I haven't found it. I'm very new to Procreate. I've had it for a couple of years, but I've been a traditional artist mostly. But yeah, I'm really, really, really enjoying it. It just gives me so much more freedom. I'm going to add his tongue in just because I can. It might help me to get his mouth in sort of the right spot. So I'm just going to go around and see where... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Of course I'm on the wrong layer. I always work on the wrong bloody layer. Undo. Lots of undo. There is where I'm learning. Yes, it's always good to try something different. No, why corners of a room are always so warm. Oh my God, why Deep? Deep is like the joke king of the world. Why Deep? You're about to tell me. Am I still on the wrong layer? Of course I am. That layer. I want layer 2. There we go. That's better. Now I'm going to make... Oh, this pen is not nice. Okay, hang on. Go around there. Around there. Fill that in. 90 Fahrenheit about equal... What? Oh, hang on. They're always 90 degrees. Oh, my God. DP, that's bad. That's so bad. It's good. I think the magic wand on the left upper corner, below it's below says Liquify. Oh, it does. Look at that. Oh my God, I'll have to practice with that. You're also trying to learn to use it? Cool. Yeah, it's good fun though. It's very user friendly. Like I've bluffed my way through so far. I have very definitely bluffed my way through so far. My dog wants to jump up on my lap now. I've got my little dog next to me. Oh, Bear, you're to be Suki Lala. So I'm going to go back to my simple round. That's good. Say hi to the dog. Actually, I'll pick him up and you can say hi to him. Oh, this is Bear. Say hello, Bear. He's my little Suki Lala. And he's always with me. Oh, there we go. You got the cuddles? Okay. Little feral. Liquify would let you do what I can do with sculpt brushes in Blender. Ooh, so cute. Thank you. I saw a bear. You did see a bear. Here's my little Care Bear. And now I'm going to go in with a slightly stronger skin tone into the centre of his tongue. Yeah, I'll have a play with it around after. I'm a bit scared of doing it when I've never used it before. But you know what? Actually, no, let's have a look. Let's get Liquify. So go to the wand, go down to Liquify, and let's see what it does. Oh my God. Okay. Wow, that does all that. Okay. How do I... Wow, I'll make it smaller. Oh my God. Well, that's a game changer, isn't it? That's a game changer. Oh, see? Woohoo! All right. I'm going to drag that down there a bit. Goodness gracious, great balls of cotton fluff. This could be dangerous. Bigger brush to make bigger changes, smaller to make localised. Awesome, just get used to it. Yeah, wow. That is cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See, we're learning together. So what sort of art do you do, Alex? What's your thing? I love, obviously, wildlife and animals. I'm going to use this lighter grey. I'm going to go back to, I've still got my simple round. We're good. And I'm going to draw. Am I still on the right layer? Yes, of course I am. And I tend to only work in a couple of layers. Like I have my drawing layer, my background, my drawing, and then my colour. I tend to stick with my colour on one layer. I tend to keep it very traditional style. I try to learn anatomy right now. Oh, nice. I'm stuck at shading and shadows, but it's going. That's good. It's just practice, practice, practice. I saw the whole of a drawing you posted on TT recently. What's TT? I'm not good at abbreviations, Deep. I'm just going to fluff up these edges now. And I love lights. Oh, TikTok. Yes, I put my process up there in short form, in time lapses. It's good fun. Now I'm going to have a look. I'm going to zoom in on him. And I'm just going to take this soft shape for now around the edge of his head. Looking for the light shapes. Just look for the shadows and the shapes of the lights and darks. That comes right into the edge. Nope, I see I've got that wrong. I've already got that wrong. Undo. Undo, because that light, highlight, comes down. Whoops. Comes down. It's going to mark it there like that. It only comes into a triangle like that. So I've got to have him a bit wider, fairy-wise. I've got to add some more fairy. So I'm going to go here. Whoops. It was that one, the wand. I'm going to use your liquify tool. I'm going to drag that out like that. Wow. Okay. You can go away again. And then, because he's got that light in there, comes down and around that edge of his eye, and it comes down onto his face here. Keep up the good work. Enjoy the liquify. Thank you. I'll be lurking while I finish work. Absolutely, Dull. Thank you for hanging out. It's much appreciated. Thank you for being here. It's always nice. You've taught me something, Dull, so I'm wrapped. Ecstatic. Come down and around here. Happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you, Dull. Just looking for the lights. I'm just softening up some of these edges. You can see he's got lots of bright white around. He looks like he's lit from the front. He does look a lot like he's lit from the front. So soften up some of these edges. And he's got actually pink shadows under his face. It's going to soften up some of these areas around where I've got the straight lines, and you'll start to get a bit more three-dimensional. I've got that way too wide. I'm going to go back into my dark, and I'm going to narrow that off because I can see I've got him way too wide there, like that. Okay, that's a bit better. I've got to round off down there a bit more. Okay, I'm going to add the shadow, the pinky, because it's a very pinky shadow. Come on, let me zoom in. There we go. That's a pink shadow under there. So I'm going to go back to my colours. And I reckon maybe it's that sort of a colour. Nope, not that sort of, actually I'll make it. No, that's too dark. Go back to this, maybe that outside of his, like the inside of his, the edge of his mouthy pink. I'm just going to mark that in where I can see just the shape. I just want to put the shape of the shadow in. By no means will it be done. Whoops, no, okay, I can see it just goes down to about there. Oops, not that, maybe not that low, undo that. About that much. It goes down to about there, and I'm going to fill that in like that. That just gives you that shadow. I'm going to blend around those edges a little bit. I can smell my husband's cooking lunch. Smells divine. I can smell onions. Yummy. All right, and he's got a bit of fur down here as well, a bit of a shadow there. So I just block in the shadow shapes. Just block in the shadow shapes. Righto, I can make this bigger. I'm going to try and make it bigger. No, not you, dog. I need to make this bigger somehow. How do I make the reference bigger? Oh, I know I can make the reference bigger, but the actual outside of it. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Now I've got it a bit better. I've got a black dog I want to draw, but still trying to figure out how. Blues. Let's start with blues. Lots of blues and lots of purples. And my white's too white. It's really difficult. I use like pale blues because they reflect the sun. Nothing's ever white. In nature, nothing's white. So it's always like a sky blue. If it's reflecting off at the white part of the fur, it'll reflect as the sky or the grass. So it'll be whatever's around it. So that's what I do. I look for what the reflecting colours to make the highlights. Like at the moment, I've got this as a bright white, which is, well, it's not a bright white. It's actually a bluish white, a greyish white. But you can use like a pale blue. Well, actually, no, that is the pale blue. So you can use like pale blues instead of whites. And it really gives you, it helps you a lot with your whites, and then you can save your bright whites just for the very final flourishes. So he looks ridiculous at the moment because he's too bright. So I've got to brown him off, but I thought I just blocked in the base white, and I'll add the darkers over the top. And I'll add the textures as well. Let's zoom you in. Oops, zoom you in a bit, mate. Around there. And I can use like deep purples and stuff. Like I've got some deep purples down here that are almost black, and purples work really well for highlights on black. Like I drew a crow. I painted a crow in watercolour, and he was basically burnt umber and cobalt blue and cerulean blue. No, it's burnt umber, cobalt blue, indigo and indigo. Pale blues for whites and dark blues for black. Dark blues with brown make a blue, brown, black. Like it's almost a perfect black. Unless you're looking at it, you wouldn't know. I can't really do it on here. Like I don't have a true black on here. This is like that is a really, really deep purple. A really deep purple. So if I go to the colour wheel, the disc, see how I've got it down the lower part of the purple? I've got that as the base colour, and then I just drag it down to the dark. So I never have a black or a white. Yeah, it's fun. It's different, and it takes a bit of finicking to get going, to get it figured out. Oops, actually go back to my soft. I'm just having a quick look. I've got to add, I can see a little bit of it. Actually, I'll go back to my disc. Go back to my palette, I mean. My palette. How do I go back to my palette? There. Go back to my palette. And I've just got to draw the little skin line. Comes down here. I've got to connect his mouth. He's got a line that comes down there. That's the inside of his lip. His bottom lip. It's a bit pinker than this, but I'm just doing it this pink for now. He's got... comes down, make it a bit thick. Actually, I'll go my round brush, simple round, make it smaller. I've also noticed that I tend to go too saturated for my base colours, something I need to work on. I'm really bad for that too. That's a struggle. That is a struggle because I can't see. I have trouble seeing pinks and purples and blues. And I do tend to, like, if you look at one of my watercolours or my acrylic paintings, my blues are the wrong blue for sky. But that's mainly because I Yeah, I can't see. I do everything too saturated is what I'm trying to say. You're not alone. It's the eternal struggle, Dale. I tend to do everything too saturated. That tooth is higher than that one. I'm just going to draw little circles for the moment for his teeth. I just need to suggest them, and it doesn't even need to be the exact right amount. His tongue comes down and around there. Okay, he's looking all right. We're getting there. Okay. I'm actually going to go over his nose, fur, with this grey. And I'm just going to draw in all the, I'm going over the white now with all of the texture. I'm just going to do fur markings, and I can lighten it up. You'll still see the white through it, the lightest colour through it. Again, just keeping careful to keeping to the direction the fur goes. Half the struggle with drawing an animal to make it look right is having the fur go in the right direction. You'd be surprised how many people fill things in and they don't have the fur go in the right way. It's a simple thing, but it's easy to forget because their fur changes direction on their face. It goes in all different ways. See, his fur goes back that way. And how are we feeling about overhead cam? Because I usually do direct from the screen, like screen share. So you can. Probably need to zoom in a little bit more so you can see a bit clearer. Maybe. There we go. That way you can see the texture a bit more. There we go. Because I've gone to overhead because I like to be able to see like the pen marks and the pen and the way the pen's used. You can't, it's more physical. I like to see it more. I know what I enjoy watching when I'm watching streamers. I like to see their process physically. More traditional style, I suppose. All right. Now he's got fur on his neck. I will go over that with the light blue again. He's got a bit more white coming or light colour coming around that ear. I'll start to fuzzy wuzzy up the edges. All right. I'm going to go back to that light sky, that pinky blue actually. Pinky white, I mean. Pinky white. It's a very pale colour. Add this fur texture so it comes down like that there. It's really easy, and he's got light fur, comes down there. That's actually quite pink. And then his fur comes around that edge like that. Okay. I've also noticed that I tend to go too saturated for my base colours, something like, oh yes, I just saw that. Cool. Yeah, it can be hard. So you can see these highlights are actually more blue, more purpley than I've got them, I think. Got to soften up around his lips too. His lips are looking too hard. He doesn't have hard lips. He's got soft lips. Soft lips. Soft lips and lots of whiskers. Love the whiskers, but I'll save them to the very last. They're the jewellery at the very end, the whiskers. They're the fun bit, jewellery at the end. Come around his mouth. Fur goes that way. Goes that way. Swirls in there. And they're quite long down there. So I'm just going to go over the top. Draw in the long. Like that. All right. Go back to my light grey, very pale grey. Where is it? Is it that one? Maybe it's that one. I'm just going to draw in the direction of the fur around here. I will go over it again with the lighter grey colour, lighter bluey grey. Over the top of that. Just drawing in lines, not using any fancy dancy pens, just using my 2 or 3 simple ones. I Figured out the more fancy dancy brushes I use, the more complicated it makes it. So, now I'm going to change these because they are not that colour. I'm going to go to this bluish colour. So these, oh, actually, that's the background. Go that bluey, that lighter blue. See, that's actually got it's got a very purple hue to it. I might go a purple. Go to this sort of lavender lilac colour down here. Nope, that's too lilac-y. Having a look. What colour is it? I can do that hover thing. How do I do that hover thing? Let me do the hover. Oh, won't let me do the hover. Let me do the hover. Hang on. Usually you can hold your pen and it lets you hover, but it's not letting me hover. Doesn't matter. All right. Hello.
Hello, how you going?
Good, how are you, husband? Scott, say hi. This is my husband, Scott. What's up?
You need any, I've got some lunch here for you to just put on a plate. And put
Yeah, that'd be great. Just pop it in the fridge, Dale,
Yep.
and I'll have it later. But thank you. My beautiful husband who's doing all the cooking. Taking care of me. Because otherwise I won't eat because I can't be bothered. All right. I'm just starting to work in. Looking. I'm going to add that deep purple. Or even a... where's a deep purple? So I'm going to go back to my wheel. I'm going to go to the blue. I'm going to go down to a dark purple. Go back. I'm going to save that. So that's a very deep purple. And then I'm going to go back to my palettes. I'm going to stick that on there. And I'm going to go in to his ear, the darkest darks in there, and add that really dark purple. Make my brush a bit bigger. There we go. Like that. Smaller there. Come down here to these darker bits down here. Still keeping the fur texture. Oops, shrink down. Still keeping the fur texture because he's quite dark. Down and around here. And it tricks your eye into thinking it's... Thank you for the raid. Thank you, Poison Jackal. Shout out to Poison Jackal. Welcome, welcome. Shout out. Hello, Dale. How are you? I'll still shout out. Shout out at Poison Jackal. How was your stream? What were you up to today? Hello, hello. So, yes, I'm doing my... trying to draw this dog. So welcome, welcome. We're just working on how to do blacks and like using purples and things to help to give you the definition of the black, to give you the, so it's not just black on black on black. I use lots of blues and lots of dark, like I make my darks out of black. I was chipping away at a painting also. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome. What were you working on? I'm happy for you. If you want to share, I'm happy for you to pop a link in chat, Dale, and I can show it off. Cool colours, really popping blacks. Exactly, exactly. It is good fun. Now I've just noticed his back curls around. So I'm going to go, I'm on the right layer. I'm just going to erase that part of his back. I see shapes. The more I get into the picture, the more shapes I see that I need to alter a little bit. I'm trying to figure out this shadow colour. It's not quite white, but I've done it as a light, but it's all good. I'm going to go back to my very pale blue here. One moment. Awesome, because I can't wait to see what you do. I love checking out other artists. I'm going to make that a bit thinner. Come up and around. Oh, awesome. Hang on. I'll give that a click on my other screen. Oh, wow. Okay, and I've got to go share my left screen. Share left screen. Where's my share left screen? Oh, my God. Hang on. I'm really good at technology. Can you tell? Share left screen. Where's my... Oh, there we go. No? That work? Oh, no, hang on. There we go. Look at that. I did it. Woohoo. And... that is awesome. People, and the angle, oh my God, the angle and the perspective, wow, just wow. So, yeah, that's another thing we were talking about, perspective. It's not, it's fun to draw weird angles, like looking up, looking down, looking sideways. It is so much fun to draw weird angles, but geez, it's hard. So, yeah, it's really cool. I love that. I love that angle is just insane, mate. Very cool indeed. I way prefer the weird ones over straight on. Yeah, it makes it much more interesting. It makes it so much more interesting. Awesome. I'll pop a follow. Can I do that one here? Hang on. How do I do that? Hang on. Left screen capture. I can go there now. Go do that. And then if I click on your name, I don't want to do anything stupid like accidentally ban you or anything. I just want to follow you, Poison Jackal, because I love... How do I follow? I want to follow. Gift a sub, invite, whisper. It's got to be a follow. Manage this. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I'll find you after because I'm very bad at all the things. So I'll find you after. I'm just going to write your name down. I'm going all traditional here. I've got my notepad. I'm going to stick you in my notepad. So Poison Jackal, so I remember to follow you because I suck at technology. Poison Jackal. Nice. Been here once before, so perhaps you've already done it. Maybe. Anything is possible. Anything is possible with me. I have those moments. I apologise. I've got a memory of a blade of grass as well. So I apologise for not remembering, but I do have a terrible, terrible memory. So now I'm going to come down and around and draw the pink on his lippies. And just around here. Just going to mark it in a little bit. Yes, I'm my goldfish have better memory than I do. My family and I have a joke about my memory. And yeah, my goldfish have a better memory. So yeah. And I do love my goldfish, I have to say. Okay, just blending in. And yeah, were you here when I was traditional? Because I'm only just venturing into digital now. So it's only been a little while that I've been venturing into digital. They know feeding time. Oh my God, so funny. Have you seen the movie Bruce Almighty? Oh my God, there's one scene in that where the fish follow him from one side of the tank to the other. The fish do that to my daughter. They see my daughter and they follow her around the bloody tank. It is hilarious. Wherever she's sitting, the fish all sit. And I've got guppies, which I call my guppy puppies. And so I've got lots of them. And I've got about 9 goldfish. And in a massive tank, I've got like a 12-foot tank. But I also can't remember what you were doing at the time. Go team. Woohoo. Look at us go. You caught it from me, Dale. You caught it from me. I'm just going to blend that purpley colour down. Or that reddy purpley. Almost in watercolours, that's almost like caput mortem, the colour I'm using. If I was to say that was a colour in watercolour, that's caput mortem. And have you tried digital, Dale, at all? And I apologise, I call everyone Dale. Everyone's Dale. It's like, hi, Dale. I was a fish nerd for a while, but now it's on the neglected side, just down to one tank. Yeah, well, my daughter, I got into it from my daughter. My daughter had exotic fish and she had a saltwater tank. And, oh, my God, talk about a whole lot of work. Anyway, she got super busy at work and she ended up rehoming all her fish, her saltwater fish. She rehomed them, which was amazing. The pet shop rehomed them. And but I took her tanks and she's got these massive saltwater tanks, so I converted them back to just normal goldfish tanks and have been taking care of them ever since. And the fish that we've got, it's really funny story there, because what they do, when she had cichlids at one stage, and which are really aggressive and they eat other fish. So they have what they call, at the pet shop, they have feeder fish, which are like teeny tiny little fish that they use to feed the bigger fish. And so they give you these fish, when you first get them, they give you these fish to cycle your tank because you've got to have your water at the right levels and all that sort of stuff. And these little fish they turn your water to ammonia and then the level itself. And then these fish usually are like little sacrificial fish. Anyway, our fish survived, our little sacrificial fish, our feeder fish survived. So I said to Cindy, I'm going to keep them. You can't, they've earned their right to live. If they've lived through the cycling of a tank, they have earned their right to live. And I've got one out there that's 15 years old. And he was just a feeder fish and a cycle fish. And I kept him, and he's the biggest, fattest, funniest, colourless goldfish you've ever seen. Because they're the little colourless ones. But yeah, I said to Cindy, he's earned his right to live. So we've got to keep him. So we kept him. I kept him in a small tank till she gave me a big tank. And of course, now they're huge. Actually, now I see that's a brown. That's actually a brown. That's not a light. It doesn't look brown though. Colours are a little bit deceiving on here. Might just be my eyeballs. I'm just going to, because I've had dodgy eyeballs. They're not the best. I'm just changing these hairs around his face because they're not pure white. They're not that light blue either. They're actually a purpley colour. So I'm coming down the outside edge and adding that. So his highlights on this side. I'll add some more brighter lights back in towards the end. But for now, I've got to add little darker ones. They're not white. There we go. That looks a bit better. Then come up and around here. You've got to sort of break down. Look at sections. I look at sections of things and I'm like, what am I looking at? I have to talk to myself. Like I do a lot of subliminal talk to myself when I'm drawing. Like, what am I looking at? Where am I looking? I never shut up under my breath. I drive myself crazy half the time. So, yeah, you can imagine my poor husband being married to me. Because I never shut up in real life as well. Now I'm going to draw his nose. He's missing. I haven't done his nose. I need to draw his nose. Now I'm going to draw the shape. Just block in the shape for now. Like that. Make it a little bit bigger than I've got it. And I really like the angle of this little guy because he's on a sort of a strange, not quite facing us, a little bit looking away, a little bit looking to the right. And I'm just going to draw in these fuzzy wuzzy bits. But yes, I never shut up. We were in the car the other day. We'll go, I've got to make it a bit wider too. I was going somewhere the other day and we're sitting in the car. And I had this thought in my head and I said it out loud and I didn't realise it. I said to Scott, what did you just say? He said, Jenny, I didn't say anything. I'm like, was that in my head? Was I having a whole conversation in my head that I just answered the question? Yeah, that's how I roll. I'm a bit of an unusual creature when it comes to things like that. But yeah, it's always entertaining. Everyone just sort of goes, they just shake their head and walk away usually. Anyone who knows me, do they just shake their head? They're like, oh God, she's at it again. She's off on her tangent. All right, now I'm going to add this light grey around the outside of the nose. So yeah, so at the moment I'm working on a series for coffee cups. I'm just going to do all doggies. I did a heap of birds and now I'm going to work on a heap of doggies for coffee cups and prints. So I've just started my own Etsy. I love digital. I love traditional, but I'm finding I'm really, 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 really enjoying digital. And I love that I can just print, like I printed out before. Where is it? Oh, here. I did this little dog yesterday. Did this little guy. And I printed him off on photo paper and have a look. How cute is he? They turn out so cool on printer paper. So on photo paper. So that's a little pug I did yesterday. So, and I've got him on a coffee cup. You know what my favourite thing about digital is? No, what's your favourite thing about digital? Thank you. I love doing pet portraits. For a while there, that was my thing. That was I did art shows and pet portraits, but I got so burnt out doing portraits for people. I did lots of horse portraits because I'm a horse person. So I did lots and lots of horse portraits and oh my God, doing commissions was hard. I really liked doing my own thing. Like I got so burnt out which was great because it was good because it meant I had a lot of work. But then I was like, no, I'm having a break. I've had a few years off it now. I haven't done commissions for years, a couple of years. I've done a couple, but only for like family. And then, of course, you know, you don't charge family because that would be just mean. Control Z, yeah, I have double tap. You just double tap. It's so good. 3 fingers brings it back. 2 fingers knocks it off, makes it go away. 3 fingers brings it back. I love iPad. It is so Jenny friendly, and I am so not computer literate. My kids run all my computer stuff. For my 50th, they bought me my computer setup, which is awesome. And but they have to do everything. Like if I muck something up, my son-in-law's like, just don't touch anything. Anyway, he'll come over and I'll say, hey, Nay, I've messed up. And he's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I pressed all the things. He's like, I told you not to press the things. And I'm like, but I had to try. Like, I'm trying to learn. And he just laughs. He's like, oh, I told you not to touch the things. And I'm like, and then he says, what did you touch? It's like, all the things. Oh, my golly gosh, gee whiz. I'm consistent. Consistently inconsistent, I like to say. That and tools like Liquify Sculpting to be able to tweak what I've already done. I didn't even realise I had access to Liquify. So that was exciting for you guys to tell me I could use Liquify. I didn't even know that was a thing. I watched someone using it yesterday and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But I didn't know that I had it on this. So there you go. Like, okay, why shouldn't I touch a thing? I know, I touch all the things because you just got to see what happens. And then things stop working. Oh, my God. I bought my daughter's cat. I started taking photos as well, trying to get, because we've got a ton of wildlife, like tons. Cockatoos, galahs, I love the birds, kangaroos, wombats, you name it. So my daughter she's a photographer, and she bought herself a brand new camera. So I bought her older one off her, which is a beautiful it's a Canon 80-something D. It's in my other room. And she's had it so it could auto download the photos to my iPad, so I could just swap them across. It was much easier to edit on my iPad. I'm comfortable with my iPad. So she wangled it so I could edit my photos on my iPad. You know what I did? I touched all the things. And I had to wait till she got home and say, Cindy, I can't download to my camera to my iPad anymore. And she said, what did you do? And I said, I touched all the things. And she just laughed at me. They know me too well now. They're just like, Mum, leave it. Stop. Don't touch anything. But what do you do? I keep him entertained. See, I'm using purple now under his nose. I'm going to start to darken up under his nose. And then I'm going to have a little break from his fuzzy bits and I'm going to go to work on his eyes. I'm just going to pop in some little whiskery bits. You can see he's not light under here either. He's a little bit darker under his nose. But yeah, I do a drawing layer, a background layer, a drawing layer, and a colour layer. So I keep it as traditional as I can. Like I'm traditional style digital art. Very traditional style. I still use all my traditional techniques because I know them. I'm going to add this purple up here. And I forget layers, so if I do too many layers, I forget. And then it all falls apart. My dogs are running around everywhere in the backyard. They've got the zoomies. CSA. My sister gets very annoyed at me for not using a million layers. Oh, no. No. We'll tell her there's someone more annoying than you, and I use... That picture that you were doing, that was like acrylic, wasn't it? That wasn't digital, was it? No, that was acrylic. I'm sure. I'm not sure because I'm never sure. So you do, yeah, I love iPad. It was acrylic, yeah. I thought so. I'm like, wow. But yeah, I suck at layers. I always forget. Always forget. Now he doesn't have, I'm not happy with his lip. Got to fuzz his lip in. I'm going to just get my blending doodah Come on, blendy tool. Why aren't you blending? Am I on the wrong layer? No, I'm on the right layer. Did I put his lip on layer 1? Of course I did. Of course his lip's on the wrong bloody layer. Of course it is. Because that's how I roll. See what I mean? Now I can see he's got, I'm going to zoom in on his mouth a little bit. He's got a darker pink, that sort of colour up in here. What pen have I got? I've got my simple round. There we go. Just need to make it a bit stronger. I need to come over this side a little bit more. Make darker down the middle. Darker to the edges. Again, following the shape of the tongue, because the tongue has definite texture on it. Curls around the edge a little bit. Like that. Kind of treat them like if I need the paint to dry, then I start a new layer maybe. Or like if I'm doing another pass to lighten details with you. Yes, that's what I say to people. Like with the opacity, it's like my water bucket. I dip my brush in the water and I make it less opaque, less see-through. More see-through. No, yes, more see-through. And if I use less water, it's thicker. And more water, it's thinner. So mentally, I break it up. I treat it traditionally. What's the bear up to? Bear's feral. Bear's my little Jack Russell, and he's completely feral. And he's been doing zoomies around the backyard. We've got a stinking hot day today. It's going to get, I don't know what it is now. Where's my phone? Check the temperature. It was like 30 degrees at bloody 9 o'clock this morning. 30 degrees Celsius. So if I go temperature, the Bureau of Meteorology, we're at 34 degrees already. So we're at 34, which is not actually that bad. So we've been getting standard above what we're supposed to be getting. It was supposed to be around 40-ish. Okay, having a quick look. Okay, I'm happy with that. But he's doing zoomies out the back. My little bear. Oh, undo. And I keep putting, I've got my glove somewhere. I wore it yesterday. I don't know what I did with it. No, I've also got to do a little bit of dark behind his teeth. I just noticed he's got dark behind his teeth. So I'll pop that in. And I do like my digital art to look painterly. I do like it to be painterly. He's starting to look all right. We're starting to get there, and he's got a little bit of light fur. I'll go this light grey, that light grey, around the outside of his lip there, because I can see he's got lighter grey around there. I've got to fuzz up. See, he's got very flat looking. He's very flat looking around here. So I've just got to fuzzy-wuzzy that up. There we go. Add a bit of fur texture in there. You're about 6 degrees. Ew! I see, actually, no, I have to say I like cold. If I could choose to live in a hot climate, I would much prefer to live in a cold climate. Much prefer cold climate. My family live up north and it's hotter, much hotter up there. They sort of average 35 Celsius and up. It never gets cool up there. It's disgusting. I couldn't live up there. It's too hot. I hibernate in summer. I'm the reverse of everything else hibernating. I hibernate in summer. So I'm using this, taking this grey down now onto his shoulder. I'm sort of just working, I'm just randomly sort of working around in the furry areas. I'm going to soften this background too. See how he's got lots of, he's got like a bokeh effect in the background. So I'm going to actually go to I'm going to make another layer. Go there, make another layer. And I'm going to add darker blues. Maybe I'll add that sort of I'll go to my soft airbrush, make it huge. Maybe not that huge, maybe that huge. And I'm going to add a little bit of darker around him just to make it so it's not just one flat colour in the background. That's the one thing I love about doing these, like digital, is I'm much braver with backgrounds. My hands feel so clumsy in the cold. I prefer t-shirt and shorts weather. Yes, yeah. Well, see, I hate sleeves and I hate shoes. Even in the depths of winter, I will wear flip-flops. Like I can't. I hate shoes. The second I retired, the socks came off and I haven't put them on since. I think I've worn socks twice in 3 months since I retired. And it's so nice. I freaking hate shoes. Hate them. Oh, my God. And, yeah, and I hate sleeves. So I think I'm, yes, high functioning, but, yeah, autism. But I hate texture, the feeling of it. Like, ugh. So I'm barefoot and short sleeves as often as I can. In the depths of winter, I'll wear a jacket, but it's usually like a wool jacket. I like wool, but it's got to be, like, soft. I can't do, like, even just thinking about it makes my skin crawl. That, that, like, synthetic-y. I can't even touch it except it's synthetic material. Some synthetics. It's got to be pure. Whatever it is, it's got to be pure and natural. Yeah, just thinking about it makes me go all like, like people like cotton balls. I hate cotton balls. Can't touch a cotton ball. Ugh, yuck. The what do they call the Q-tips? I can't touch them. I can't touch the Q-tip. Don't mind. Oh no. No. Microfiber stuff is gross. Oh my God. Funny story about that. My eldest daughter inherited my hate for microfiber and that kind of weird stuff. And but cars aligned with it. And she'd freak out if I ever had to touch the visor, the window visor or the roof. If I touched the window visor or the roof, she would freak out because it's that microfiber stuff in my old car. You can't touch the roof if she's in the car. It's so funny. So you know what I did, because I'm that person. I'd stare her up and I'd touch the roof. But, funny. Luckily, she's got the same sense of humour as me. And, yeah, we do shit to stir each other up. Yeah, because that's how we roll in my family. I'm going to use this blue for the highlights around her face, or his face. And I'm going to do, if I got the right brush, I'm still on the bloody gel print. I'm going to go simple round. Go back. Then I'm going to undo what I just did because I don't like those little marks. They're too hard. And dogs aren't hard. They're foofy. Dogs are foofy. So we want foofy fur. Back from the hanging. Back from the hanging. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Back from the hanging. See, and I forget what I was talking about as well. It's like 2 seconds ago. It's like, okay, squirrel. I'm Dory. I'm Dory from Finding Nemo. That's who I am. We were discussing that yesterday. My husband's Shrek and I'm Dory. Oh, you're hanging your clothes. Oh, nice. Good job. I've got a ton that are out in the line at the moment. I've got to go bring them in later. Now, I can see he's much darker. I'm going to do this super dark purple. I'm going to make my brush a bit bigger. You can see your reflection. Oh, no, you're looking up my nose. I don't know how to stop that. See, I don't know how to stop that. Okay, make my picture bigger. There we go. That helps. I'm giving the bird's eye view up my nostrils. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean it. That's the only thing about having the roof down camera is that it does give you not very flattering angles of my face. But, oh well. But I prefer to be able to see what the hand's doing. Just ignore my reflection. Look at my camera. Lean into it. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Here we go. I'm going to look straight up my nose. There we go. Oh, that's mean. But funny. See, that appeals to me. Now I'm going to darken up in here because I can see he has got darker fur up in here. And I've left this rough. I've got to soften this right up. So I'm going to just bejaggedy some of these little edges. Gonna get some of this light blue, and just jaggedy the edges because I've got that looking way too thick and harsh. All right, come up here. Again, taking note of the direction of the fur, like that. Every chance I get, I pull dumb faces, mainly because I can't take myself seriously at all. Mate, life's too short to take yourself seriously. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Yes, ignore the man behind the curtain. I have no idea what that means, but okay. I'm having a slow day, Deep. I'm having a smooth brain day, I think. I'm having a smooth brain year. Wizard of Oz? Oh, Wizard of Oz, yes. That was a great movie. That was a great movie. Who here's seen, what's that Frozen one that they've got? It's got, what's it, see, names, people, names. The actress, I'm going to use the light pen and I'm going to add highlights into the eye. There's a Wizard of Oz movie-ish thing happening. And it's got this Ariana Grande is in it. Wicked. Has anyone seen Wicked? And if you have, tell me what you think of it. What brush have I got? I've got the light pen. Okay, we're good. I'm going to go in here, make it a bit bigger. Add these highlights around the edge of the eye. Very pale, soft highlights. You haven't yet? Yes, I'm sort of a bit, I've heard mixed reviews. I'm unsure whether I want to or not. I don't know. I'm undecided. I'm waiting for one of my friends to see it and tell me it's good, because I do love a good play, good movie. But there's been so much sort of, the interviews they did were really strange. I watched the interviews with the two leading, with Ariana Grande, and I've forgotten the other girl's name, and they were very strange interviews. So I'm sort of a bit like, if the movie's a bit weird like that. Because, yeah, the interviews were very strange. A little bit off-putting, a bit unsettling. Okay, I'm just starting to work into the eyes now. This eye's got a lot more dark around it. See, I'm starting to look for the shapes now, and this I'm using a dark purple, deep dark purple. I'm going to make that a bit thicker. What brush am I using? Oh, for goodness sake, go the simple round. I'm a nong. Go the simple round because it's a little bit bigger. Get bigger marks. I like a bigger mark. Now I can add also a little bit of dark flecks back up through here. You can see the individual little furs, which is cool. This will start to pick out the fur, make it look a bit more natural. Like that. Now I can see he's got his little whiskery bits, his little whiskery dots. The fur changes colour around there, changes colour around here. I'm going to do a bit more dark under here. Just looking at colour shapes, picking them out slowly. He's got quite a wedge of dark just there. It's not that colour, but it'll do. Just need to get the texture and the contrast happening. Down and around here. All right. He's starting to come together. We're getting there, peeps. We're getting there. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey, as my dad used to say. He's got a little bit more grey in here. And their teeth are ivory coloured. They're not white. Oops. So I'm going to take... That's all right. My thing did things. My thing did things. I need to not touch the things because it does all the things. Okay. Now I'm going to add some longer fur in. Now, because you can see he's got lots of bajaggedy fur around the outer edge. I'm gonna get rid of the underlayer now. My original drawing is going. And you can see what I've missed because now I've taken away the under drawing and all that lip has gone. Oops. Oh, well, you can see what I did. I messed a layer up, but oh, well. We'll just go back and fix that, shall we? Oh, my word. My wordy word. Luckily, it was just that and around his eyeballs, but that's okay. It's all good. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay. And then that comes down and around there and around the edge of the tongue like that. And there. There we go. Come back around this part of his eye is dark. What on earth have I done there? That's right, I'm going to go back into his eye now and come back around his iris. Wow, I made a bit of a mess of that, didn't I? And I'm going to go around that with a dark purpley colour. Goodness gracious, great balls of cotton fluff. And back and around there. There we go. All good. All good, peeps. All good. Now I'm going to start to add that dark back into his little eyebrow on the left. We had a politician here called Bob Hawke, and my dog has Bob Hawke eyebrows. He had the biggest eyebrows you've ever seen, and my dog's got them. So we always laugh about my dog's Bob Hawke eyebrows, and I love that dogs have eyebrows. Okay, I'm just going to bajaggedy up the fur in his ears a little bit. So I've got rid of that underdrawing completely now. I've got to add this light blue grey around the edge of his lip, around here. Fill in anywhere that I can see that's got that blue. What the heavens is that? I've got a weird looking line happening there. I'm going to blend that. Or is that a crack in my screen? Oh no, it's just I've marked something. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Don't know what I did there, but anyway. Onwards and upwards. Oh, I've got one there too. Oh, it's my drawing line where I've missed bits. It's my undersketch. My sketchy undersketch. There we go. I'm just having a look around now. I've left little gaps where my undersketch was. Come around here. Okay, that's better. Now I filled in all the bits that I'd schmozzled. And I'm gonna go back to my light brush, because I can see he's got a lighter shadow, a lighter highlight around there, and this one comes much further down there, like that. I've got to add more dark into the top of this eye. Woo! That's not the right... Oh, because I've got the light brush, that's why. Simple round. Goodness gracious. Like that. Why? I don't like that eye at all. I've messed it. I'm going to add a little bit more purple. I'm not happy with that shape. You know what it is? I think I've got to blend out that white. Why is it not? It's not playing the game. I'm on the right. I'm going to put layer 3 behind layer 2. I'm going to put layer 2 above layer 3. Are you going to let me do it? Come on, layer. There we go. That's better. That's letting me do it. Instead of fiddle with my layer. Finickety. It's being finickety. That's the word I'm trying to think of. It's all being finickety. Okay, come down here. I've got to blend that highlight a little bit. It's a bit too harsh. Blend that one a little bit. Go dark around the bottom of that eye. Into that corner. Super dark in there. Now I'm going to add a little bit more light back around that outside edge, just down there. Here's where I start to build up the texture and the lighter layers. Highlights, get my darks and my lights sorted. I'm really not happy with that eye. I've messed that eye up. It's got some more light blue, blue-grey around there. His pupils look flat and they're not flat. Oh, I can see. I've got to add some more of this golden. Actually, where's the brown? A golden brown. I want that. Golden brown around the bottom. I'm going to go do those highlights again in a minute. I just got to add this gold in, this goldy brown. I'm going to blend that a little bit. Soften out the edges of his pupil. And the edges of that pupil, because they are a bit diffused. Go back to the dark, looking at that eye and fill in around there, like that. And he's super dark around the outside edge, around there. And I'm using purple. Deep purple. That eyelid there is dark. His pupil comes a bit more this way. And that pupil goes a bit more to that top left. All right. There's, go the light pen, make it a bit thicker. Whoops. I'll use that light grey. There we go. Right. Less is more. Less is more. Whoops. How you going, babe?
Good, how you going?
Good, what do you think?
Looking fantastic.
Getting there. His eye's a bit wonky. I've wonked his eye. I don't know what I did. I've got to unwonk this eye. I think I've got to make the pupil bigger. That's what it is. It's all right. I'll unwonk.
Yeah, that's
so I'm
okay.
streaming. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of noise over in about 15 minutes.
What are you doing?
He's got to put that other bit of steel on the side of the house there.
That's all right. Well,
So you'll hear a little bit of...
That's all right. You got to do what you got to do, babe. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so if you hear a bit of noise...
That's all right. How long have I been on for? There. An hour and a half. That's all right. This is my gorgeous hubby. Say hi to Grey Deepy. Say
hello.
Hi, Deep. Deep's a really bad joke teller. He's the guy that tells jokes that makes me laugh because they're bad. Yeah.
I can't leave you to it.
Okie doke, babe. He's a good man. He's a very good man. What have I done? What have I done? That's the shape. The shape's off. I've got this one too round. Ugh. He's cross-eyed now. I'll figure it out. I'm having a look. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. What do you reckon, Deep? What have I done? He doesn't look too bad, does he? I've got to blend the outside edges of the pupils because they're not flat. Oh, Oops. Undo. Undo. Blend. Not delete. Ah! Why is it? Press blend, not delete. Goodness gracious. Okay. Actually, that doesn't look too bad, does it? That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm going to put a bit more of his pupil behind there. A bit more of his pupil up higher. There we go. All right. Come back around his lips. So we're about to have possibly a very loud drilling sound because we've had all our solar done. So we're off grid now. But they came back today. They had to add a few more bits and put the safety stuff around. So it's very exciting to be off grid. I'm very happy. Got to fill in all these little bits. So he's quite dark up around this part of his lip, around here. My little bear dog's sooking now because he got taken out of the room. It's going to go around his teeth, get the shape of his teeth a bit more, like that. I've really got to get some more shadow shading in under his chin. Got to get some more shading in. I'm going to go, excuse me, I'm just going to let my little dog in because he's sooking. Come on, Bear Bear. You're all right. Come on, you little sooky lala. Come on. Come on, Bear Bear. Yes, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, he's got his ballie now. He wants me to throw his ballie. Okay, come on, Bear Bear. Oh, my God. Come up and show him your ballie. Come on. Come on. Up you come. Come on. Up you come. Here we go. Oh. This is Bear Bear, and he's got his ball in his mouth. You got your ballie. You got your ballie. You want me to throw your ball? Here you go, up the hall. There we go. Throw his ballie up the hall. He's happy now. Where was I? Oh, shadow under his chin. The dogs rule our life, I have to say. Wouldn't have it any other way, though. Wouldn't have it any other way. Now, I've got to add, I might even use a little bit of this colour. It's a little bit, no, it's, that almost works. Just needs to be a bit stronger. I'm going to go a bit thicker. He was walking on you with his bare paws. He was with his bare paws. It's funny, we took him to the vet. We had to get a checkup, and we took him to the vet. And the vet that particular vet hadn't seen him before, and they're like, they read the name Bear. They said, I was expecting a Great Dane or a Bull Mastiff with a name like Bear, not a little tiny dog. I said, he's got a big attitude though, in my Bear Bear, and he gives me the Care Bear stare. Hello, hello, just me. It's my youngest daughter, April.
Hi, I'm just getting my charge cable.
Yep, you're right, doll. You're right, doll. All right, so that shadow's okay. Deep says hi, April.
Hello.
That's what I love about Twitch and YouTube, all my buddies. Love hanging out with my buddies. Okay, get rid of that and have another look. I'm going to blend this colour. Oh, no, I see what I've got to do. I've got to add fur texture. Go back to the top because he's got, oh, not that colour, the fur colour, that light sky bluey colour. Go a bit thinner and add fur. Just jiggity lines, but jiggity lines around there. I'm going to go even darker. When in doubt, go darker. I need to go darker. I'm going to, I'm going to go a darker shadow colour, that colour, under here. Oh, what the heavens? I don't want to, don't you dare. I don't want a colour drop. Go away. There we go. Scared me then. It was like it wanted to do its own things. I'm going to add some stronger shadows under here. I want my darkest darks against my lightest lights. Doesn't have to be exactly like the reference because you're not going to see the reference with painting again. And I just downloaded this off Unsplash. They've got such great references. I've been taking my birds and stuff, the photos from my own backyard, which has been lovely. But I don't have access to lots of breeds of dogs. I was trying to figure out who was behind me for a second when I remembered that it was your reflection on the iPad. No! Sorry, Dal. That's annoying. I don't know how to get rid of it, though. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to stop it, I'm afraid. Just going to add some more fur texture in his ears and around this outside sort of edge. They're not flat. I've got it, and now I've got to add the, see, and that's too hard. That line looks like it's way too hard. I'm going to add some more dark in there. I'm going to go back down to this deepest dark purple and bajaggedy up into this light up here. Just soften that. It's just way too harsh. Way too harsh. There we go. Soften up that outside edge. And he's super dark here too. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger. And add these darks in over here. Just looking at the shape of the shadows. It comes down around there and it comes down sort of into that sort of a shape down there. Then it gets darker again just below his cheek. Come right in there. Around here. Around this edge here, darken right in around there and down that side. Okay, having a quick look. Maybe I need to sit back a bit when I'm drawing. Having a look. I've got to go darker around here, a bit darker around here, his bottom edge. I've got to add a bit, I'm going to add a bit of light around the teeth, just around the very top of the teeth. Just like that. That defines them a little bit more. I'm going to make that brush a bit smaller and just fuzzy wuzzy up his chin. Get that highlight around the edge of his chin a bit better, like that. And he's also got like a light pink highlight. Where's a light pink? I need a light pink. Whoop, I'm going to go with that on the edge of his tongue and around this edge. It just has to suggest it. It doesn't have to look exactly right. Looking great. Thank you, Deep. I'm getting there. I'm getting to the fiddly finickety bits now. Getting to the fiddly finickety bits. Soften out this bit. Got to darken up just there. Come around the back of that tooth. You just got to remember to have your darkest darks against your lightest lights. That helps no end. Just strengthen up some of these colours. Okay. Having another look. If I zoom in a bit, you'll see the textures. We can't really see. I can see them better, the textures on his furry bits. You can see them if I zoom in. You can see I haven't left any of it flat colour. I've got little pen marks everywhere to help to get the definition. I'm going to go back to my bluey grey, my purpley grey, actually that's a pinky grey. Back around here. Dull down some of these lights around the edge of his mouth. Now I can add his whiskers. I think I can add his whiskers now. I'm going to try and find a pure white. I don't even think I've got one for his whiskers because they're reflecting the most light. I don't have a pure white anywhere. I'll just stick with my that light pale blue. And I'm going to go back to my, actually, light pen. I'm going to light pen for the lightest lights. Oh, wow, that was bright. That was, yeah, let's not do that. Let's make it thinner. Get his little whiskery bits in. That will help. Like that. And then he's got whiskers coming down this side. Oh, I love the light pen. It really does give you that little zing of bright light. Super light round there. Super light around there. Like that. Light around the top of that ear. Just go all bajaggity, like that. These ones here are light. It's like he's lit from behind or something. I'm going to add a few little flecks around here. Oh, I've got to work on his nose a bit more too. Add little highlights around his nostril. Little highlight on the top. I'll just add dots for his dots on his nose, top of his nostrils. Let's have a look. And zoom out a bit again. There we go. A little bit of light there, a little bit more light here. Just looking for the brightest lights now. I'm not happy with down there. I've got to add some dark in there. I'm going to go back to my simple round. I've got to add some more dark in here. I've got that way too light. I'm just going to add some more dark fur texture in and around there. Not completely black it out, but just fill it in a little bit. All right. And I reckon I'm going to call that done. I reckon. What do you reckon? I think I'm going to call that done. I'm going to sign it. And we've actually got the fellas coming over to put the medal on the thing. I'm going to sign this down here, Bear. So there's my signature, and I am going to call that done. So let's find someone to raid. I'm going to go over here. Go to Twitch. Go here. Go to Twitch. Let's see who's on. See who's on that we can raid. And let's go share the love with some of our buddies. Oh, Paintera again. We're going to go raid Paintera. I love Paintera. She's working on her skull again. So we're going to go raid Paintera. So I would love you to come with me. So / raid Paintera Studio. Paintera Studio. Is that going to work? No? Yes? Oh, what happened then? That was weird. Okay, well, I pressed the wrong button, that's why. Raid, Paintera. Oh, not capitals. Paintera Studio. Here's Paintera Studio, yeah. See if that works. Is that going to work? No? Okay, we'll try it over here. Go back to here, go / oops, / right, Paintera Studio. I would love you to come with me. She's an awesome artist, fellow Aussie. Okay, it's working now. I will see you over there. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll catch you after.